The bell rang for the third period, but the hallway near room 114 was super quiet. Something very bad had just happened. A group of students stood still outside the front office. Some were holding their phones, but they were too shocked to even start recording. Inside the office, a 15-year-old girl was sitting. Her name was Nia Johnson. She was shaking, sad, and embarrassed. Her beautiful long hair was now all over the floor in little piles. Just a few minutes before, Nia was in the principal's office. The principal, Mr. Richard Gol, was standing there with electric clippers in his hand. He looked proud, like he had just won something. "We have rules here," he said in a mean voice. "And you don't get to walk into my school with a mop on your head, missy." Nia had asked him kindly to stop. She tried to explain that her hair wasn't against the school rules. She wore her braids to show love for her culture, just like her mom used to. But Mr. Gol didn't listen. He didn't care. "You think you're special?" he said. "You think you can look different just because your dad is famous?" Then, he turned on the clippers. The buzzing sound was loud and scary. 11:05 a.m., outside the office. A girl named Jade, a student, stood near the door. She whispered, "He really shaved her head. She didn't do anything wrong." Her friend whispered back, "Should we call someone?" Another student said while holding his phone, "You don't have to." Someone already did. 11:08 a.m., a message sent. Back inside, Nia was still sitting in the chair. Her eyes were filled with tears, but she didn't let them fall. Principal Gol leaned in with a smirk. "You'll thank me one day. And if your dad has a problem, he knows where to find me." 11:12 a.m., across town. In a quiet gym, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson was finishing a workout when his phone buzzed. It wasn't a call. It was a short video message. A student had sent it. In the video, Mr. Gol was holding the clippers, and Nia was sitting in the chair. As soon as the buzzing sound of the clippers played, The Rock froze. His hand crushed his water bottle without even trying. He stood up. He didn't say a word. 11:30 a.m., the office door opens. Suddenly, the front door to the office flew open. It hit the wall with a loud bang. The Rock walked in. He looked very serious. His eyes were angry. Every step he took was strong. A teacher jumped. A secretary gasped. But Principal Gol didn't move. "Mr. Johnson," he said, "I was wondering how long it would take you to show up." The Rock walked to the desk. "Where is my daughter?" Gol leaned back in his chair. "In the back. She's fine. I was just fixing a dress code problem. Your family doesn't get special treatment." The Rock didn't yell. He didn't scream. He got closer, and his shadow covered Gol's desk. "You touched my daughter's hair without asking. You embarrassed her in front of everyone. And you think this is about special treatment?" Gol smiled in a mean way. "Maybe now she'll learn some humility." 11:33 a.m., Nia walks in. The door behind them opened. Nia came out wearing a hoodie over her shaved head. She looked at her dad. "Dad," she said. The Rock looked back at Gol. His rage was quiet now but very strong. 11:35 a.m., the office. Nia stood near the doorway. Her hoodie was still on. The Rock stood still, his voice cold. Gol was at his desk, not realizing what he had started. "You've got 10 seconds to explain what you did to my daughter," said the Rock. Gol smirked. "She broke the rules. I fixed it. I can do that. Simple." 11:36 a.m., the truth starts to crack. The door opened again. Vice Principal Keller came in. He looked nervous. "Sir," he said to the Rock, "this might not be the best time. Get out! Gol yelled. This is a parent meeting. The Rock ignored Keller. His eyes were still on Gol. You hurt a child. My child. Gol laughed. It's just a haircut. Let's not make a big deal. 11:38 a.m. Nia speaks. Nia stepped forward. She wasn't scared anymore. He didn't ask. He didn't call you. He didn't give me detention or a warning. He just locked the door and shaved my head. And when I cried, he laughed. The room went silent. 11:39 a.m. The Rock's voice drops. The Rock moved closer. You embarrassed my daughter. Now you'll know how that feels. Gol puffed his chest. Are you threatening me? No, said The Rock. I'm promising. The only thing you'll be shaving now is your career. 11:42 a.m. Word spreads. Students outside the office had heard. Phones were recording. One student posted the video online. The caption said, Principal shaved The Rock's daughter's hair in front of everyone. He just walked in. It's about to go down. 11:50 a.m. The superintendent arrives. Superintendent Elaine Patel came in with security and a lawyer. She looked very serious. The secretary pointed upstairs. 11:55 a.m. A warning. Back in the office, Gol was getting nervous. You're making a mistake, Johnson. If you go after me like this, it won't end well. The Rock looked down at Nia. Sweetheart, go wait in the hallway. This next part isn't for you. Nia nodded and walked out. 11:58 a.m. Face to face. The Rock moved around the desk. Gol was now standing face to face with him. You hurt my daughter because of hate, not rules. Now you'll see what it's like to lose power. Gol said, You touch me and you lose everything. The Rock said, Touching you is easy. But I'm going to do something harder. I'm going to take away your power, just like you tried to take my daughter's. 12:02 p.m. The end of Gol. Superintendent Patel came in. She looked around the room. Mr. Gol, she said, step away from your desk. Gol tried to explain, Elaine, I was just... You were abusing your power, she said. You're suspended. Right now. 12:04 p.m. Students gather. Word spread fast. Over 400 students gathered in the cafeteria. Some cried. Some clapped. Everyone waited. 12:07 p.m. The Rock speaks. Patel handed The Rock a microphone. He stood on the small stage in the cafeteria. Some of you saw what happened today, he said. But Nia felt it. She didn't break rules. She didn't fight. She just wore her hair with pride, the way her mom and grandma did. And for that, someone took it away. 12:09 p.m. Silence. The cafeteria was very quiet. Some students started crying. Some teachers covered their mouths. The Rock's voice was soft but powerful. There's a big difference between rules and racism. Today, that line was crossed. He turned to Nia, who stood nearby. She had her hood down now and looked strong. But what they didn't take was her pride. And they didn't take mine. 12:11 p.m. The moment that went viral. The Rock looked at the students. To every kid who's ever been shamed for their hair, their skin, their name, remember this, they don't get to decide who you are. You do. A student shouted, Let him speak at graduation. Everyone cheered. 12:15 p.m. Social media explodes. Videos of The Rock's speech hit TikTok, Instagram, and Twitter. Captions read, Principal humiliated The Rock's daughter. This is what happened next. This is how you lead. This is how you fight back. Stand with Nia. Protect our kids. 1 p.m. School responds. Superintendent Patel made a public announcement. Principal GOL is under investigation for bad behavior and breaking civil rights. We do not support discrimination. Hamilton Academy supports its students. But the district didn't know what was coming next. 2 p.m. A big plan. Later that night, The Rock posted a video. He was calm. He looked right into the camera. Today wasn't just about my daughter, he said. It was about all of your kids too. So here's what we're going to do. He started a new group called Project Nia. It means advocating, respect, identity, awareness. It will protect students from being bullied or treated unfairly in schools. It will teach teachers how to be kind and respectful to all cultures. You tried to take a piece of her hair, The Rock said, but instead you started a fire that will protect thousands of kids. Thursday, 6 a.m., GOL at home. At his house in Nevada, Mr. GOL was walking back and forth. He was nervous. He was suspended. He was being looked at for what he did. He kept watching The Rock's speech online again and again. And he knew the world had seen everything. As many people around the world were cheering and happy for Nia, Mr. Trask, the principal who got in trouble, was very angry. That man ruined my life, he said with a shaking voice. I used to be respected and feared. His wife sat across from him and said, You did this to yourself. But Mr. Trask wasn't done yet. At 7:30 a.m., from a secret email account, he sent a message to gossip websites. He added fake pictures and made up school papers that tried to show Nia was bad in school. He even sent a complaint to the school board saying Nia and her dad, The Rock, were causing problems at school. At 8 a.m., everything went wrong for him. The blogs didn't believe him. One blog wrote back, You messed with The Rock's kid. No one believes your lies. Another blog showed his email and made fun of him. People online were angry. They said, You shaved her hair and now want us to feel sorry for you? People laughed at him and called him a clown. At 10 a.m., Nia and her dad were having breakfast. Nia looked sad and said, They're trying to say I did something wrong. Her dad said gently, They're just scared. Scared of how strong you are. She asked, Should we just ignore it? Her dad shook his head. No, baby. We answer it. At 12 p.m., The Rock posted a video. He was calm but serious. He said, To the man who tried to hurt my daughter and then lied about her, You tried to break her, but she stood strong. Now I'm coming not just for your job, but for all the people who protect men like you. He added, You shaved her head to make her feel small. But now, we're turning that into a movement for everyone. The video got 15 million views in just one day. At 1 p.m., things got worse for Mr. Trask. Parents asked for him to be removed forever. Famous people gave money to Nia's new project. Other kids came forward and said Mr. Trask had also hurt them. The hashtag #ShutDownTrask went viral all over the world. At 3 p.m., The Rock's lawyer, Darla, filed a legal case against Mr. Trask for hurting Nia emotionally and for touching her without permission. She also asked that the school check everything Mr. Trask ever did as a principal. Darla told the reporters, You don't just lose your job for this. You're done with schools forever. Later that day, Mr. Trask tried to defend himself in a small video interview. I was just following school rules, he said. This is all political. That man used his fame to bully the school. But then he said it was just hair, and that's when everyone knew he still didn't understand. That night, The Rock posted another video. Nia was smiling, walking proudly with her buzz cut. People were clapping. The caption said, It was never just hair. It was her crown. And now, it's her armor. The next day, at 9 a.m., a big meeting was held at the school district. Reporters were there. Students held signs outside. Inside the room, Mr. Trask sat in a suit, trying to look proud. Across from him sat Nia, her dad, and their lawyer. At 9:10 a.m., the board leader, Ms. Linwood, said into the microphone, "This meeting is about what Mr. Trask did to Nia Johnson. Both sides will speak." Mr. Trask acted like it was no big deal. At 9:15 a.m., his lawyer spoke. He said Nia broke school rules and caused problems. But when asked, "Do you have proof that she was warned before the haircut?" the lawyer said, "No." Everyone was silent. That silence was powerful. At 9:30 a.m., Nia stood up and spoke. She said, "I wasn't in trouble. I was just different. He told me I looked wild. He didn't see a student. He saw a problem to fix." Her voice was strong and clear. At 9:45 a.m., the Rocks team showed a video. It showed Nia sitting calmly, Mr. Trask turning on clippers, Nia crying, and Mr. Trask laughing. People in the room gasped. Then, at 9:50 a.m., Darla said, "We have more people to speak to." 3 students came up. One girl said Mr. Trask made her take off her head wrap in class. A boy said he made fun of his accent. Another girl's sister said Mr. Trask once said her braids looked like gang hair. People gasped again. This wasn't just one mistake. It had happened many times before. At 10:30 a.m., the board left to talk about what to do. Mr. Trask looked angry and tight-lipped. The Rock looked at Nia and asked, "You okay?" She smiled and said, "More than okay." At 10:50 a.m., the board came back. Ms. Linwood said, "We all agree. Mr. Trask, your actions were wrong, hurtful, and unfair. You are fired and can never work in our schools again." Everyone cheered. Mr. Trask stood up slowly. He looked defeated. At 11:10 a.m., Nia and the Rock came outside. People clapped. Nia said, "They tried to take away my voice. But today, I used it louder than ever." Her dad smiled. She didn't just win, she helped make sure other girls wouldn't have to go through the same thing. The next day, at 7 a.m., Mr. Trask was in a cheap hotel room. He hadn't been seen in public since he was fired. He was angry. "They ruined me," he said. A man named Mr. Blackwood, a sneaky lawyer, sat across from him. "Forget the school," Blackwood said. "We're going after the big guy now. You sue the Rock." Mr. Trask looked surprised. "You're serious?" Blackwood nodded. "Yes. We say he bullied you with his fame and hurt your reputation." "Can we win?" Trask asked. "No," said Blackwood. "But we can still hurt him." On Sunday at 8 a.m., Nia and the Rock were drinking tea outside when a delivery man handed them a big envelope. Inside was a lawsuit from Mr. Trask. Nia asked, "Is this real?" Her dad nodded. "It's pathetic." At 10 a.m., the Rock called Darla. She said, "We can drown him in paperwork or end this fast." The Rock said, "I like option 3. I'll talk to him." On Monday at 2 p.m., in Las Vegas, they met in a quiet room. No cameras. No news. Just the 2 teams. Mr. Trask came in with his lawyer. The Rock came alone. Mr. Trask started yelling, "You ruined my life. All because your daughter couldn't handle a haircut." The Rock walked up and said calmly, "You didn't just cut her hair. You tried to erase who she was. Now you want money? You're not a victim. You're a warning." Then the Rock pulled out a folder. Inside were emails Mr. Trask had written with bad words, recordings from other teachers, and a full report on all the wrong things he had done. The Rock said, "Drop this lawsuit now, or this folder goes public. And I'll make sure you never get to work near kids again." Mr. Trask opened his mouth, but no sound came out. By 3 p.m., the case was cancelled. No one ever saw it online. But the Rocks team kept the folder, just in case Mr. Trask tried to sneak back into school. Later that night, The Rock posted a quiet video. No music, just his voice. He said, "They'll always try to lie and hide. But when you stand up for what's right, they can't come back. We didn't just win. We made sure no one else gets hurt." 2 weeks later, in Washington, D.C., a big education meeting was held. People from all over came. Leaders, teachers, even senators. But everyone was there for 2 names written on the schedule. Johnson and Nia, a story about being brave. 9:45 a.m., backstage. Nia stood behind the stage. She wore a smart jacket and cool sneakers. Her hair was short because it was recently shaved. She was nervous and touched the microphone on her shirt. "Dad, what if I get scared and can't talk?" she asked. Her dad, The Rock, knelt next to her. "Then you stop. You take a breath. And then you talk. Everyone is already listening." 10 a.m. Getting introduced. A person on the stage said, "Our next guests are amazing. One is a famous movie star. The other is a brave student who taught us that how we look is important." Everyone clapped loudly. Nia walked out. She didn't look scared at all. 10:05 a.m., Nia speaks. Nia looked at the crowd. She took a big breath and said, "2 months ago, a grown-up shaved my head in front of teachers. He said it was because of school rules. But really, he just wanted to take away my pride. But that day, I learned something. If someone tries to take your voice, you learn to speak even louder." 10:07 a.m. Everyone listens. Her words moved through the room like wind in a field. Teachers nodded. Some people typed on their computers. Others just stared and listened. Nia kept going. This is not just about one man. It's about schools that tell kids to hide who they are. Schools that care more about rules than kindness. Rules that say curly hair is bad, but don't protect kids from being teased. 10:10 a.m. Dad joins. The Rock stood beside her. "I'm not here as a movie star," he said. "I'm a dad who held his daughter when she cried. We must teach kids to speak up." Nia did. "Now it's your turn." 10:15 a.m. Everyone stands. Everyone stood up and clapped. Some people cried. Others put their hands on their hearts. Nia was not just speaking. She was leading. She was showing what it means to be strong. That night, videos of Nia's speech were all over the internet. People who didn't believe her before now said, "I was wrong. She's going to change the world." The school district calls again. Later that evening, the school leader, Mr. Patel, sent a message. "We're changing the school rules. Nia's speech will help us write them. She's not just part of the change, she is the change." Monday, back at school. 3 weeks later, Nia went back to school. Posters hung on walls that showed pride in different cultures. Students wore their natural hair proudly. Teachers were learning how to be fair to all kids. Nia walked through the halls. People respected her. She was strong and calm. But then, something strange happened. 9 a.m., a familiar face. Nia walked by the school office. She stopped. A man stood behind the desk. He looked like someone she remembered. It was Eric Trask, Principal Trask's younger brother. He smiled at Nia. Well, he said. "If it isn't the voice of a generation." 9:30 a.m., surprise meeting. Word spread fast. Mr. Patel had chosen someone to lead the school for now. No one knew it would be Trask's brother. Eric had worked at a school in Florida. His record looked okay, but some people said he got jobs because of his brother. Now he was here. 10 a.m., Nia tells her dad. Nia texted her dad, "Dad, he's here." Trask's brother. It feels weird. The Rock arrived fast. He didn't run in. He walked calmly through the school. "You don't put out a fire just to let smoke bring more trouble," he whispered. 10:30 a.m., face to face. The Rock walked up to Eric. "You're his brother," he said. Eric smiled. "Yes, but I'm not him. I'm here to fix things." "You think talking quietly makes it less hurtful?" The Rock said. "If you hurt my daughter, I won't wait for anyone next time." 11 a.m., Nia investigates. At lunch, Nia searched the internet and school files. She found something big, a hidden report. A black student was kicked out of school for their hairstyle. The family had sued, but it was kept secret. Nia found the truth. 2 p.m., meeting with Mr. Patel. Nia and The Rock met with Mr. Patel. He was upset. "I didn't know," he said. Nia gave him the file. "You said we're building a better school," she said. "We can't do that by bringing back ghosts in new clothes." "Give me 24 hours, Mr. Patel said. 4 p.m., a big mistake. At a meeting with teachers, Eric made fun of Nia. He said, "It's just a haircut. This school doesn't need to be a stage for sad stories." A teacher who liked Nia recorded him secretly. 8 p.m., the video spreads. The video was shared online. People were angry. A petition to stop Eric from staying at the school got 300,000 signatures overnight. Tuesday, school board meeting. The school boardroom was full again. Reporters were there. Outside, students and parents held signs. One Trask was enough. Stand with Nia. Protect kids, not bullies. Eric wore a fancy suit. He looked worried. The Rock and Nia sat across from him. 8:15 a.m. The meeting starts. The board leader spoke. "We're here to talk about Eric Trask and what happened." Eric stood up. "This is all a mistake," he said. "I didn't break any rules. Don't let the internet make decisions." 8:30 a.m. The clip is played. The board played the 35-second recording. "I don't care how many followers she has. This is a school, not a show. She got a haircut. Get over it." The room got very quiet. 8:35 a.m., Nia stands up. Nia asked to speak. They said yes. She walked to the center. No paper. No phone. Just her voice. "You called it a show," she said. "But really, you just don't like it when kids like me speak up. You were okay when I was quiet. But when I stood up and told the truth, you didn't like it." She showed the file. "This isn't just about one video. It's about what you did at your last school. You're not the right person for this job." 8:45 a.m. The board votes. They didn't need to think twice. "Eric Trask," the leader said, "you're fired. And from now on, an outside team will help choose school leaders." Eric looked shocked. He didn't say anything. Security walked him out, just like his brother. 9 a.m. Everyone stands. The people in the room stood quietly. Not to cheer, but to show power together. Nia walked to her dad. He gave her a hug. "You didn't just stop them," he said. "You broke the old rules they were hiding behind." 1 month later, a new start. Spring sunshine filled the school. Trees had flowers. Walls had paintings. One painting showed a girl with a shaved head. Around her were other smiling kids of all colors. Above her were big words. "Our voices are not violations." The painting was called Aria, a new principal. The new principal was Dr. Maya, a smart and kind black woman who cared about fairness. She started a student council, new rules to protect kids' identities, and held a big assembly called The Power of One Voice. And the special speaker? Nia. Final assembly. The auditorium was full. Teachers stood in the back with happy tears. Nia walked on stage. "You know who I am," she said. "But this isn't just about me. It's about the next kid who wonders if they belong. I didn't speak out to be famous. I did it because someone tried to take my hair. But they gave me something stronger, a voice." The Rock watched from the back. He wiped a tear and smiled. "You didn't just teach him a lesson," he whispered. "You taught a whole country." A call from Washington. That night, Nia got a phone call. She won an award, Youth Advocate of the Year. Her name would be on a new law to protect students' cultural identity in schools. They were calling it the Nia Amendment. Quiet night at home. Later that night, Nia and her dad sat outside, looking at the stars. No cameras. No reporters. Just us. "Do you think it's over now?" Nia asked. The Rock smiled. "No. But you made the next battle easier for someone else. That's how change happens." She leaned on his shoulder. "It's crazy, Dad. All of this started with a haircut." He looked at her. "No, sweetie. It started with courage." Final scene. The Legacy Wall. Back at school, there was a new bronze sign under Nia's mural. It said, "What was taken from her head became power in her voice." In memory of the moment she rose and brought a nation with her. If you liked this story, tell me in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe for more fun adventures and mysteries. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.